Shell Oil Company's history is a fascinating journey of innovation, resourcefulness, and adaptation that mirrors the global growth of the energy industry. From its humble beginnings as a seashell trading business in London to becoming one of the world's largest energy companies, the story of Shell intertwines with the industrial revolutions, world wars, and the modern push for sustainable energy. The story begins in 1833 with Marcus Samuel, a London antique dealer. Samuel diversified his business by importing seashells from the Far East, catering to Victorian collectors. His small trading business thrived, and soon he expanded into other goods, including kerosene lamps, which were in high demand as oil began revolutionizing lighting in the mid-19th century. In the late 19th century, Samuel's sons, Marcus Samuel Jr. and Samuel Samuel, saw an opportunity in the oil trade. At that time, kerosene was widely used for lighting, and the oil industry was gaining momentum. The Samuels recognized that shipping oil from the Caspian region to Asia offered lucrative potential. In 1892, they commissioned the world's first purpose-built oil tanker, the Murex, to navigate the Suez Canal and deliver kerosene to Asia. This innovation marked a turning point in the global oil trade. In 1897, the Samuels founded the Shell Transport and Trading Company. They chose the name, Shell, and adopted a scallop shell as their logo, paying homage to their family's origins in the seashell trade. The distinctive logo and name became synonymous with quality and innovation in the oil business. At the same time, Royal Dutch Petroleum Company was rapidly growing in the Netherlands, producing oil in Sumatra. By 1907, competition in the global oil market, dominated by John D. Rockefeller's Standard Oil, was fierce. To better compete, Shell Transport and Trading merged with Royal Dutch Petroleum, forming the Royal Dutch Shell Group. The new entity split its operations. Royal Dutch held 60% ownership, while Shell held 40%. This merger combined Shell's marketing and shipping expertise with Royal Dutch's oil production and refining capabilities, creating a vertically integrated company. The Royal Dutch Shell Group quickly established itself as a global player in the oil industry. The early 20th century was marked by global conflict, and oil became a critical resource for industrial and military purposes. During World War I, Shell was a major supplier of fuel to the Allied forces, producing aviation fuel and lubricants. The interwar years saw Shell expand its exploration activities, discovering oil fields in Venezuela, Trinidad, and the Middle East. By the 1930s, Shell was producing nearly 11% of the world's crude oil and had established itself as one of the Seven Sisters, the seven dominant oil companies of the era. The World War II brought new challenges and opportunities. Shell's refineries were targeted during the war, but the company played a crucial role in supplying fuel for the Allied forces, including the development of 100-octane aviation fuel that gave Allied planes a critical advantage. The post-war period saw an unprecedented demand for oil as economies recovered and industrialized. Shell capitalized on this demand, expanding its operations globally and investing in refining and petrochemicals. In the 1950s and 1960s, Shell discovered significant oil reserves in the North Sea and Nigeria, securing its position as a global leader. During this period, Shell also diversified into natural gas and became a pioneer in liquefied natural gas (LNG) technology. The company developed a global LNG supply chain, which remains a core part of its business today. In the 1970s brought the oil crises, triggered by political instability in the Middle East. These events highlighted the vulnerability of oil-dependent economies and pushed Shell to further diversify its energy portfolio. The company began exploring renewable energy sources, such as solar and wind, though these efforts were modest at the time. By the 1980s and 1990s, Shell faced increasing scrutiny over its environmental impact. High-profile controversies, such as the Brent Spar platform disposal and operations in Nigeria, forced the company to address environmental and social issues. Shell began investing in cleaner technologies and adopted more stringent sustainability practices. The 21st century has been a period of transformation for Shell. The company has faced challenges from fluctuating oil prices, geopolitical tensions, and the global push for decarbonization. In response, Shell has embraced a strategy of transitioning to a lower carbon future. In the 2000s, Shell restructured its corporate governance, consolidating Royal Dutch and Shell into a single company headquartered in The Hague. It also invested heavily in renewable energy, electric vehicle infrastructure, and carbon capture and storage technologies. Shell's acquisition of BG Group in 2016 marked a significant shift towards natural gas, positioning the company as a leader in LNG. Today, Shell is one of the largest energy companies in the world, operating in over 70 countries. The company has committed to achieving net zero carbon emissions by 2050 and is investing billions in renewable energy, hydrogen, and biofuels. Shell is also transforming its retail business, focusing on electric vehicle charging and energy solutions. The journey of Shell Oil Company is one of resilience and adaptation. From its origins as a seashell trader to a global energy giant, Shell has continuously reinvented itself to meet the challenges of a changing world. Its history reflects the broader story of the energy industry and the ongoing quest for sustainable solutions.
Shell. Powering progress.